Stephan from Black Fox Baked here in Pretoria, and I am here to teach you a little bit about cooking for climate. Firstly, our first recipe for this week, we are going to make vegan with the option of vegetarian sliders, and we are going to accompany them with lovely butternut wedges instead of chips, and some sweet potatoes with vegan butter. Seeing that we are doing the whole vegan thing, we do produce some vegan butter at the company, and this is going to work as follows. We are going to use our brown mushrooms as our burger buns. We are going to use our cauliflower as our patty. We are going to make a beautiful Prego sauce with all of these lovely things that we're going to add to the blender, just with some lemon juice and some olive oil to blend it all together. And here we've got some vegan butter and garlic to brush our mushrooms with, just for a bit of flavor. So let's get started. Over here we've got, for our paste, our Prego sauce. This could be used for vegetarian or for plain Pregos. We've got some fresh oregano, we got fresh basil, we got fresh coriander and fresh mint. Then for our color and bulking, we've got a fresh red pepper, we've got some chilies with the seeds removed, fresh garlic. We'll use some zest from this lemon and its juice, and some olive oil. We'll add that to the blender and make a beautiful paste. We're going to use that paste to brush our patties with, and that will give it a beautiful, fresh, chili summer vibe to our sliders. So let's get started on that. Part of sustainable cooking is making sure that if you have a little patch in your garden to grow some vegetables, leafy greens are nice because they're quite diverse. You can use these little baby spinach in salads, but today they will be the garnish for our vegan sliders. Right, so nasturtium leaves also have a very nice leaf that is quite sour and brings a little bit of a fresh element that will also go onto our little vegan burgers. Right guys, welcome. There's a little bit of gardening noise in the background, but bear with us. And part of our sustainable cooking solutions is that we don't want to waste not only food but energy as well. So while we're getting our fire ready to grill, we can use that time to cook these sweet potatoes that we've wrapped in a little bit of foil with butter, salt and pepper, and you can go ahead and put those directly onto the coals until they get ready to be warm enough to cook our meat on. And then also, because we don't need controlled heat for these, we're going to take our little butternut wedges and start charring them. So you can check these butternut wedges about every 3 minutes or so. All we want to do is get a nice charring on them, and they don't burn very easily, so you can be quite relaxed about them. As for the sweet potatoes, just turn them around like every 10 minutes or so until you can feel they're nice and soft, and then you'll know that they're ready. Alright guys, so at this moment we're just getting all our ingredients ready for our Prego sauce. As you can see, very simple. We're just going to dump all of our beautiful fresh ingredients into the blender. Let's just give this a little bit of a chop. Rightio. Lovely coriander. Our mint. As I said, this is a robust sauce, so you can put the twigs in as well. They just add more flavor. We're not going for a fine dining experience here. Lovely chilies, our garlic, and then we're just going to zest some of this lemon in there before we add the juice and the oil, and then we'll blend it. Don't forget your salt and pepper, people. Always season. I will be adding the salt and pepper to taste at the end of this process. Another nice tip for when you are finished with your citrus peels, thinking of sustainability once again, if you cut these into nice little chiffonades and you cover them with sugar overnight in a pot, you can make a lovely marmalade instead of just throwing them away. And it works with orange, lemons, even grapefruits. Keep all your skins, you can keep them in the freezer, and once you feel you've got enough, you can chop them up, put them in a pot with sugar, tiny bit of water, and cook them down, and you've got a lovely marmalade for your breakfast table. Voila. Right. So once we've got all our ingredients, we're just going to put it onto the blender, starting with the pulse, just to get some of the bigger pieces down. And once we feel it's wet enough on the bottom, pop it on. Just leave that until you've got a nice smooth paste. As you can see, our wedges are charring nicely. And that is going to give us a beautiful smoky flavor at the end of this. As I said, don't be too scared. The sugar will caramelize from the pumpkin, and they are quite robust. So even if you overcook them a bit, they'll still be lovely. They'll just get more crunchy. So for our vegan burgers, we've got our mushrooms on. I removed the little stalks from the inside to make space for our filling later. And then we're just dousing it with our vegan garlic butter to get a lot of flavor in there, guys. There we go. From there on out, we'll start with our little patties. So these are our cauliflower steaks that we've cut, and we've just put some salt, pepper and olive oil on them. They will now go onto the grill. As you can see, they're about 1 centimeter in width. And that will ensure that we get a nice char before they start falling apart. Alrighty. And as you can remember, earlier we made this beautiful fresh Prego sauce, and we're just going to baste our little patties with the Prego. Once again, we would like to get some char on there, caramelize those sugars and fats, and that is where all our flavor will come from. As you can see, our our buns are starting to sizzle nicely, which means the heat is coming through. Right guys, so as you can see, these have lovely charring on them. Don't be alarmed. There will be no bitterness, as these butternuts have so much natural sugar, and that's why we've got that lovely color on the outside. And the best of all is you can eat them whole with the skin, as that will be soft now. So they are perfect little wedge chips to accompany our sliders, which we will get cooking on in a minute, while these stand and rest and wait for us. Guys, so as you can see over here, we've got some color on the first side. I've just turned them around or over, and we'll just give them a little bit of a Prego saucing again. That will ensure we lock flavor from both sides. There we go. We're almost ready to take them off. Right, as you can see, our liquid is run through. This tells us that our mushrooms are cooked. I just want to get rid of some of the liquid, so we're going to quickly pop them over. Now that we've gotten rid of some of the moisture, we're just going to set these aside. We're going to wait for our little cauliflower patties to finish. Alright, as you can see, we've got some beautiful caramelization going on. We've given them a bit of a poke there. They're nice and soft. So our little patties are ready to come off. And then we can go ahead and assemble our burgers. Alright everyone, so we've got all our ingredients together for our vegan burgers. We're going to take our little buns. We're going to put a little bit of a greenness on there, our nasturtium leaves and our baby spinach for a little bit of crunch. Now these little vegan sliders are great for a snack at a party or at a barbecue, and we'll top it off with one of those. There we go. Now, if you're a vegetarian, you're more than welcome to go ahead and make a little bit of mayonnaise to go on there, but seeing that we're going the vegan route, this will be our snack. We've got our beautiful little pumpkin wedges. As you can see, just the charredness on the outside. So these will go as our little fries. Right, and then the sweet potato, as we showed you earlier, is now beautiful and soft, cooked in our vegan butter. Once again, that little bit of charredness will just give us extra sweetness. We're going to go ahead, cut this open, and like a potato jacket, pop it out. Now you are welcome to put a little bit of the Prego sauce on there, or a little bit of feta cheese and seeds, which will make it just as lovely. And just to show you guys the beautiful little slider that we've got over there. And this is how we do vegan in South Africa.